Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the unpopular opinions makeup tag. I was not tagged in this, but I just really liked the questions. And I've been having a lot of fun doing more tags on my channel, so I decided I would do this one. I will have the original creators linked down in the description box below. This tag was adapted from the Unpopular Opinions book tag from the booktube community, and I actually did that. I have a family channel where I do talk about books about once a week, and I did the Unpopular Opinions book tag, so I will link that up in the eye above as well as down in the description box if you're interested in that. I think it's really fun that they adapted this tag from one YouTube community into another. That's enough rambling from me. Let's get started with the questions. There are only 8, so this shouldn't be too long of a video. The first question is, what is a popular makeup product that you don't like? And I have 2. The first is the Tarte Tartelette Toasted Palette. The Tartelette palettes, the original, the Tartelette in Bloom, and this one seem to be cult favorites, and I don't know what it is. The shades in here are beautiful. I love the warm, spicy color theme in here. I like that they have a lot of lighter tones, which we're not seeing a lot now. This is from last year or the year before now. We're sticking with a lot of the deeper tones nowadays, but I loved the color scheme, but these just disappear on my eyes. I have normal to oily eyelids. They're not super oily and greasy. I don't have a problem with the majority of my shadows slipping around. Sometimes they'll crease a little bit, but that's easy enough to just kind of blend out or tap it out with your finger and you're fine if you notice that sort of thing. These would disappear. I don't know if my eyelids are eating them, if they're blowing away in the wind. I have no idea, but they will literally be gone. There'll be a little trace of something on the outer V, maybe stuck right in my crease, but the rest of my lid was bare by the end of the day. That's pretty ridiculous. Secondly is a foundation that I actually returned, so I don't have it to show to you guys, but that's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation. A lot of people love that. I don't really hear the really big YouTubers talking about it, but YouTubers like Samantha March really likes that foundation, and there's a few others that I've heard chat about it here and there. It's definitely not a holy grail that I hear a lot about, but it's something that people recommend over and over again, and I did pick it up. One, the shade range is just terrible. They do not have enough lighter shades. I have a fair skin tone. I am not paper white, although I tend to look really, really fair on camera, but I know people in my personal life and of course across the world that are much more fair than me, and I couldn't even find a shade that works. I found one that was okay depth wise, but it oxidized so bad it ended up not working, and the undertones were just really bad. The one I got was full on orange, and I have a neutral to warm undertone, and I just couldn't get it to work. And besides the color range, it just wasn't anything special. I still got oily throughout the day. It had medium coverage, nothing spectacular. It didn't claim to be full coverage, but it didn't cover well. I just didn't like it. Second question is a popular makeup product or brand that everyone else seems to hate but you love. And I have 2, and I wouldn't say these are hates, but people just constantly skip over them. And it's not even oh, they're never giving them a chance. It's they've used it and have just said they're fine. And these are products that I really love. And the first is the Crown Brushes Pro Fuego eyeshadow palette. I don't this palette. I've been talking about it a lot on my channel. We got this in BoxyCharm quite a few months ago, and I just love it. It's a really affordable palette. I think it's under $25 off the Crown Brushes website. We have all of these really warm, spicy tones. This is not a perfect palette. Of course, there are shades that definitely could have been switched out. These 2 shades are super similar, not necessary to have both of them, and same with these 2 corner shimmers on the lid. They look pretty much the same. But overall, I love the eye look I get with this every single time I use this for my eyeshadow. They blend beautifully. They're so pigmented. Like, they're just beautiful eyeshadows. And I feel like a lot of people, when they got this in their BoxyCharm, they just open it and they're like, oh, cool. And like passed it along or something. Like, I didn't see very many people truly give this palette a chance. And I would be interested in trying more palettes from Crown brushes with different color schemes because I love this one so much. And the second one, which I feel like people used to really love and now really don't, and those are the ColourPop Lippy Sticks. I have lots of different formulas: matte, satin, cream, matte X, and I love them all. These are just the 4 that I pulled out for this video. Are these like the best lipsticks I've ever used? No. And they are a pain to store because they are like these long skinny tubes, but they are like a bullet lipstick. They're not like a pencil crayon situation. I just love them. I reach for them often. I love the shades. You can find a shade that is perfect for you in any formula that you want. The only person I hear raving about these as much as I feel like they deserve is Andrea Mattiliano. She loves her ColourPop Lippy Sticks as much as I do, and everyone else is just kind of like, whatever, and I don't know why. Yeah, they've come out with their Luxe lipstick formula, which is more of a traditional bullet lipstick. I have a few, but I haven't thoroughly tested them out yet, and people seem to be preferring those. I don't know if it's the packaging or maybe the formula really is that much better. I'm not really sure. Wow, I'm 7 minutes into filming and I'm on question 2. Okay. 3, makeup collab you didn't like or weren't interested in, and that was the most recent collab that Casey Holmes did. Casey Holmes is one of my favorite YouTubers, one of my favorite bigger YouTubers, I should say. I'm kind of steering away from the really big channels lately, and she did a collab with a hair company. I can't even remember what hair company it was, on a hair tool, and she picked the like outer design of it, like the color scheme. I don't know, it was just something. She does her hair all the time. She has beautiful hair. She curls her hair pretty much every day, I think. So it like made sense, but it definitely wasn't something that I was interested in. 4 is a popular makeup step that you never do. There's a lot of them. I never bake. I rarely wear false lashes unless it's for a special occasion. I rarely do lip liner unless I'm forcing myself to use my lip liners, and I never ever carve out my brows with concealer. Those are just all 4 steps that I can do without. I prefer really quick makeup looks, like throwing my makeup on and getting a video filmed or heading out the door of my family. I do not have time for all of that stuff. 5 is a popular beauty influencer you don't subscribe to or watch. A lot of them. Ones that immediately jump out at me are Jeffree Star, Laura Lee, Manny MUA. I just can't with the drama. They can be entertaining to watch. Jeffree Star in particular, I guess, like, I can see why people watch him, but he's just too much for me. And the drama going around with Laura Lee and Manny, I just don't need that in my life. Even if I liked their makeup, even if I liked the content they were doing, I don't need the drama. Popular makeup product or brand that you don't use or support anymore. The three influencers I just mentioned have their own brands. I won't support or buy from them. Same with the Kardashian Jenners, like the Kylie, KKW. I don't really care if the makeup is really good. There's been rumors that Kylie is made in the same lab as ColourPop, which that's fine. That happens in the makeup space all the time. But what I don't like is that you're then paying for the name, not necessarily the ingredients or the color scheme. And I just don't really like that. They have enough money. I mean, so does Jared from Too Faced or whatever, but doesn't sit well with me, especially the KKW. Kim is not that into makeup. She's been in interviews before saying she really doesn't know that much about makeup. She is a makeup icon because of her makeup artist, not like her herself. So I find it weird that she would make a makeup brand almost to compete with her sister. I just am not interested. And Kat Von D beauty, of course. I have chatted about this on my channel before. Vaccinate your children. Do real research. I can get really fired up about this because it's not just your personal choice. It's all of the kids that are sick or too young to get vaccinations that you're putting at risk. I get really fired up about it, and people who are saying it's a personal family matter, it might have been if she wasn't promoting it on Instagram. She has a huge following, and I was there watching the comments come in when she did that, and people were like, wow, I never thought about it that way. You're right. I'm not going to vaccinate my children either. And it's just like, you have such an influence. If you wanted to make that personal decision, which I don't agree with at all, keep it private and don't be promoting it. Like, that wasn't any vital information that you needed to share on Instagram. Okay, number 7 is a makeup trend that you have no interest in trying, and this is like really recent that I have noticed, and that is colored monochromatic looks. So like olive, blue, red. I'm like on the fence of, because that's more of like a neutral in our makeup style lately, but you know, like the green eyeshadow, green contour, green lipstick situation that's happening right now, I get it that it's more of like an editorial thing, but for me, I need my makeup to be something that I can leave my house in. Even if it's to just go to the bus stop to pick up my oldest son, I still need to be able to leave my house in it. And lastly, what is a makeup product that was better in theory than when you actually used it? Either it swatched better or worked better on others than on you. And for me, that's liquid highlights. I love like swatching them. They look so beautiful. Wyatt is waking up. Good thing we're on the last question. And I see people use liquid highlighters in tutorials all the time. I have oily skin for the most part, so I can't use this as like a mixer into my foundation. It just doesn't end well or underneath my foundation, so it literally needs to be like, you know, on the top of my cheekbones. And each time, I don't know if I'm maybe using too much or not using the right tools. I've tried my fingers, brushes, sponges, all of that, and I find that it like spreads too far. Like it comes up towards my eye too much. That's a very specific reason for not liking something. I don't know. And then when you powder your face on top of it, again, I have oily skin, so I have to powder my face. You want to use liquids before powdering. Then it like dampens down the highlight, and I feel like I need to go over top of it with a powder highlight anyways. And it's just something that like, I just don't get it. Like if I'm gonna have to use a powder highlight on top anyways, and that powder highlight on its own is still blinding and beautiful, why would I use this? Okay, so those are my answers for the unpopular opinions makeup tag. Like I said, I've been really enjoying doing tag videos lately, and my channel is in a weird place right now. I'm trying to sort it out. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.